Well, where do I start? An absolutely terrible performance tonight. Full time, Arsenal 1, Slavia Prague 1. But that scoreline really did not reflect the game at all. Arsenal 100% were dominant throughout the whole 90 minutes. Most of the play was in Slavia Prague's half, but we just were not clinical enough. Of course, the two goals, well, one was very late on, or both were very late on, weren't they? But the first one was scored by Pepe, who actually came off the bench, assisted by Aubameyang, who also came off the bench in the 86th minute. And then in the final minute of the game, just as Arsenal fans were going off to celebrate, thinking they had won, going into next week's second leg, Holesh, I believe his name is, sorry if I pronounced that wrong, came and equalised. But yet again, it was another really stupid mistake. This time, Cedric and Gabriel combining, who have been quite good lately. I don't know why they didn't just pass it back to Leno, who could have booted it out, but they tried to do some weird passing and all sorts. It fell to one of the players, kicked it at Leno, he made a save where it had to go out for a corner. That was whipped in, a bit of messing about in the box, wasn't cleared properly, and of course into the back of the net. Really another dodgy moment by Leno there, where he could have easily saved that, but he flicked it up and it went behind him. But overall, I think he just had a bad game anyway. Of course, we lacked leadership. Lots of the players on there just looked like they never cared. And I don't think really we started to do anything until the substitutions started happening, which was in the 70th minute, the first one, Gabriel Martinelli. About 5 minutes later, Aubameyang, Elneny, Ceballos and Pepe, of course, all came on. And ever since, from then, that final 20 or so minutes, we just attack. We looked so good until, of course, that final 30 seconds or so, when it was a mistake from players who were starting, so it wasn't even the subs' fault. So just so annoying. But again, it does show, first of all, that Martinelli has to start against Sheffield United. If he doesn't, I really don't know what Arteta's on. And why are we making the subs so late? They seem to be working every single time, and yet we're still not making them at half-time. We're still not making them in the final 30-35 minutes, making them right at the end of the game when they're not really going to make any difference at all. I mean, a 0-0 scoreline, that would have been frustrating, but going into the game, it may have just, been enough. No away goals to the other team. We could have gone there, scored a couple, gone through. 1-0 to us, that would have been a good result. We've got a goal, we're going there. We need to score maybe one or two more to go through, or we could just keep it at that score line and we're through. But 1-1, well, technically it means they've got the lead now because they've got an away goal. So now, even if we do go to their place and it finishes 0-0, they're still going to be going through because they've got an away goal, which means technically, like I said, 1-0 to them. So annoying. I mean, in terms of Arteta in or out, I mean, I'm tired of this conversation. And I don't really have an opinion on it anymore, to be honest. I mean, I was Arteta in all the time, and I guess I still probably am. Still give him a couple more months or whatever till the end of the season at least, because it's only in a couple of weeks' time, isn't it? But with the decision he keeps making and with the way we're playing at the moment, if he was sacked tomorrow, and I said this before, I said this after the Liverpool game, I said this after the second leg of the Olympiacos game, I wouldn't really care. To be honest, I mean, if any change happened, I would not mind at all. But yeah, overall, a really just another depressing game of Arsenal football. But let's take a look at some of the players. So Leno in goal out of 10. 2 made a couple good stops, but again was not good enough. And I mean, I've always had confidence in him. I've always backed him. But it looks like, some of the people on Twitter and everything were right. He maybe is not just good enough for Arsenal. Of course, it's just a bad patch of form, but still, it's not looking good for him. So yeah, 2 for him. We saw Bellerin start a right back, didn't we? I think, again, this was a really stupid decision. We saw players like Rob Holding putting him better crosses than him, even though Bellerin's meant to be the one doing all the attacking and crossing because he's out on the right, isn't he, instead of a central defender. Bellerin, go with a 2, maybe. Why not? I mean, I would have rather seen Chambers start 100%. Who else played? Rob Holding, I think he done okay tonight. I'll be fair on him, 3. We saw Gabriel, well, I mean, he done okay, but those couple mistakes, I'll go with a 2, and exactly the same with Cedric. Of course, he is playing out of position and everything, which is a shame, so I'll give him the benefit of a doubt. I'll go with a 3. Xhaka, he seemed okay tonight, but again, even though he has been doing well alongside Partey, we do need better, and I'll go with a 2. We seriously need to make some changes in this transfer window. And Thomas Partey, again, I don't know what's going wrong with him at the moment, but he's just not looking like that Atleti player he was only, 365 days ago. Only a couple of years ago, knocking Arsenal out of the Europa League group stages or whatever it was, wasn't they? In Arsene Wenger's final year at the club. So, don't know what's going on with him, but hopefully he can find some form. And out of 10, I'll go with a 2. Really low ratings tonight, aren't they? But who else played? Of course, we saw Emil Smith-Rowe as the number 10. Yeah, wasn't too impressive, but I mean, did create some good link-up play and everything, so I'll give him a 3. Saka, out on the right, I'll give a 3 as well. I think had some good moments, probably my man of the match if I had to pick one. Out on the left was Willian, again, just useless, to be honest. I mean, didn't really bring anything to Arsenal's game at all. I mean, when Pepe came on and Martinelli came on, that changed it all, those two wingers. So out of 10 for Martinelli, sorry, not Martinelli, Willian, I'll go with a 2. Didn't really do anything at all. And Lacazette up front, he had like 2 chances really to bury the game. One, he was through one-on-one with the keeper, hit the crossbar. The other one, simple tap in, got it way over the goal somehow. I'm going to have to give him a 1 tonight, unfortunately. In terms of the subs, we went with Aubameyang, finally playing in his natural position again when he was brought on and done so well. So I'm going to have to give him a 5. Of course, assisted Pepe's goal as well. Pepe, talking about him, I'll go with a 5 as well, maybe even a 6. Came on, scored a goal, changed the game. Then was Martinelli, came on for 20 minutes or so. I think he completely changed the game, done so well. He has to start. I mean, he's everything Arteta wants in a player, and yet he doesn't play. Makes no sense at all, and something obviously can't be going on behind the scenes, otherwise he wouldn't be coming on as a sub. So it's really stupid what's going on with him and Arteta at the moment. But out of 10, let's go with a 5. Who else came on? Mohamed El-Neni, I didn't really see too much of him. 3. And exactly the same with Ceballos. There wasn't hardly any time to see him at 2 minutes in the final couple minutes of the game. So let's go with a 3, 2, maybe. Like I said, didn't really see too much of him. Of course, some positives out of the game. Good to see Martinelli get some minutes. Good to see those subs coming on and doing well. And also good to see some of the academy prospects, Miguel Aziz, Lopez, players like that on the bench, but they didn't get any game time at all. None of them were brought on. But yeah, there we go. Sunday, Sheffield United, doesn't really matter. Just a warm-up game kind of for biggest game of the season, arguably. This or next Thursday, isn't it? Exactly 7 days. In the future, I'll be sat here once again, hopefully cheering that we're into the semis. Although, to be honest, if we're playing like this in the quarterfinals, and we're going to have to try and get through, we're going to be playing someone like a Roma. We're going to be playing an Ajax. We're going to be playing a Manchester United. We're going to get not in the semis, but that's if we get to the final. We've actually got the semi first, don't we? We're going to be playing. Yeah, if we get through, we're going to be playing Dynamo Zagreb or Villarreal, of course, Unai Emery's team. So imagine what they can do to us if we're struggling against these guys. And then, of course, like I was saying, Man United, Roma, Ajax, any 3 of them can be in the finals. So imagine if we did manage to miraculously get into the finals, what they would do to us if we're playing like this. But let's just keep our fingers crossed. Some injuries, some players are back, such as Martin Odegaard. We do perform better. We get the 3 points on Sunday. Move on to Thursday next week and just try and get a win. But as you can see, yeah, just not in the mood for Arsenal right now. But thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to like, subscribe, share and comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.